You know, we've heard enough about Arizona, you know, off-road legislation and everything. Let's go to the dunes down in the Imperial County in California, Glamis, we like to call it. We're going to find out exactly what the BLM is doing down there and managing their property. Well, we're out here at the world's largest sandbox. Obviously, a lot of toys, a lot of fun things happening, but you know, if you want to stay and play, you got to take your trash away. We've been seeing the Leo the Lizard banner everywhere. The dune users out here are definitely taking care of the dunes. Tim Gantz here from the American Sand Association. You're out, you know, you've got this great truck here. You got a dunes outreach, you know, program going on. Talk to me a little bit about this trash deal.
The way this whole trash deal started was back in July. There was a group of drag racers that came out that held an event out at Oldsmobile Hill. And they bragged to me how much they picked up their trash. Myself and my uncle went out there in my old beat-up truck. Place was trash. We spent about 4 hours out in the heat picking up the trash. And from that, United Desert Gateway, ASA, Weekend Warrior got involved and said, hey, we've got these trash bags. You got a way to distribute them? I said, sure. I started taking them to the vendors, and that went over okay. And then I discovered that if I went out to the hill on the big weekends, handed out trash bags, not only did people put their trash in the bags, but it turned into a mini cleanup. They'd come out and throw their trash in the bag, throw it in the back of the truck. I haul it to the dumpster. And so far this season, I've given out 33,250 bags. That includes handing them to the vendors as well.
That's a good thing. You know, folks, a lot of times you think picking your trash up and taking it home wouldn't be that big of a deal. Tim Gantz out here supporting the program, providing the bags. All you got to do is throw the trash in, throw it in your trailer, take it back home, or see Tim, chase him down, throw it in the back of his truck. He'll take it to the dumpster. We're going to be talking a little bit to the George family from Funco about how they teamed with Sunrise Ford and provided this Ford truck. The Funco family right here, the Georges, you know, 3 generations of duners. Grant, you're involved with the ASA. We've been doing stuff for a long time. You and your dad and your whole family here have been involved with the sand dunes. You're out here this weekend having a great time. We talked to Tim a little bit earlier about this truck. Where'd that idea come from?
Well, Wally, when I first ran into Tim at an ASA function and kind of heard what he'd been talking about, it piqued my interest a little bit. And then when we were all out in the dunes, we saw him you know, come through Olds Hill or wherever it was with this old beat-up truck, and man, what a great idea! And he was just, you know, making such an impact that we thought maybe we should get involved and try to better the project, you know, better the whole program. And so, you know, Tim and I started talking and kind of took it from there.
But you know, you guys have been involved in this a long time. You're out here, you care about it. You teamed up with Sunrise Ford. Where are they located at?
They're in Fontana. And the way that whole deal worked was. Initially, you know, like I said, I saw Tim kind of bounce around the old beat-up truck. We had the conversation about how, you know, how long he didn't think the truck was going to last. And so initially we thought, we talked about it as a family, and initially thought, well, let's go buy him a nice used truck, you know, something a little newer that he could work on. And we started looking around, and our friends over at Sunrise Ford that are also duners and customers and do some support for the whole dunes. They started working on a program and came up with this truck, and it's just way more than we could have hoped for. And the beauty about this program is it's working, it's having an effect, and the dunes are cleaner today than we've seen them in years. And you know, to come across a guy like Tim is just, you don't come across that very often. So we felt like we should do our share and team up with him on this outreach program, and the results are just fantastic.
That's right. Good example right here, folks. ASA getting involved with California businesses, getting involved with 3 generations of duners. This is what you need to do. Get out, pick up your trash, pick up somebody else's trash, but if you want to stay and play, take your trash away. You know, now, why exactly did you make it out from D.C. to come out here on this holiday weekend just to enjoy this?
Absolutely. You know, a few people realize Bureau of Land Management manages, you know, 262 million acres of the public lands in the West. And of all those lands and of all those locations, this is one of our most popular places. people come from all around the country, mostly the Southwest, but all around the country to recreate here. And in a weekend, we have 200,000 people here. And very few other places in the West where a city develops overnight, and it's amazing to see,
and there's no lines, drawn in the dunes as far as how do we get around.
Absolutely.
But one of the things that we really want to push here is compliance out here. You guys have a set of rules going on. The first thing that comes to mind is the parking pass, I like to call it. When you get here, if you're going to bring your vehicle down into the dune area,
right.